Right, hello lads and lasses, and welcome back to Boys Down Under, where today we have more transfer news. That's all we can really talk about, during the off season, because what else really is there to talk about? So hopefully you guys aren't getting too bored of it just yet. Before we go any further though, if you guys are enjoying the content, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 3,000 subscribers before Ange Ball returns, so greatly appreciate all of you who do help support the channel. But without further ado, let's get into it. So this morning, as I'm sure some of you are aware, maybe even if you're not aware, I'll let you guys know anyway, Australia moved one step closer to the World Cup. So that is very, very exciting down here. We're one of those countries that's expected to make the World Cup, but it isn't always a guarantee. I think that's the way it goes for Australia. We've been drawn the hard route though. This morning we beat UAE, but now we have a tough clash against Peru next Tuesday morning here in Australia, so Monday night for you guys. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what brings that. They might do a live stream, who knows. But regardless, into the Celtic news for today, and I've got a question for you all. What should Celtic do to replace a departing Israeli midfielder? The answer is replace him with a younger Israeli midfielder. Mohammed Abu Fani, a central midfielder currently playing for Maccabi Haifa in Israel. Now, as we all know, Ange has been looking for a new central midfielder for a while now. He wants to bring someone in, and especially with the departures of prominent figures such as Tom Rogic and Nir Baton, we need that reinforcement in the midfield. Now, reports have stated that Celtic have shown serious interest in Abu Fani, and the selling point is that Dudu Dan, yes, his first name is Dudu, who manages clients, manages clients such as Effie Ambrose, Nir Baton, Baram Kayal, and Leo Labata. So Celtic have history with this agent and some positive relationships. Now, not only Celtic have interest though, other clubs in Europe are also wanting to bring Abu Fani to them, such as Celtic's second favourite team, Frankfurt. Now, Abu Fani, he's looking to force his way out of Maccabi Haifa, who want at least £800,000 for a transfer fee. And with all these rumours, like I just said, Abu Fani wants to go, although that's what the reports are saying. Him and his agent are trying to force a move out of the club, even if clubs fall short of the desired transfer fee. Now, for me, this is a player that I think will seriously improve Celtic and improve Celtic's midfield for that matter. Even if he doesn't crack the starting 11 straight away, I think he is going to bring red hot competition to the likes of Rio Atate, Matt O'Reilly, David Turnbull in that midfield spot, and he has all the assets to really succeed and strive at Celtic. He has a wicked shot on him, great in tight spaces, a deep bag of tricks and footwork to get out of those tight spaces. When he passes, he moves. That's one thing that's always key in midfielders. And he is versatile. He has the capability of playing in the centre defensive mid-role, the attacking mid-role, and right down the middle in the box-to-box spot. So I think this certainly is the type of player that Celtic should be targeting, because at 24 years old, he has an abundance of talent, without a doubt. He is really, I think he's got a lot of skills right now, and a lot of refined skills right now. And I think give him a pre-season under Ange, and he will be firing on all cylinders for Celtic, But it may be a challenge bringing him to Celtic, with many other clubs interested in him, who can also offer him the selling point of Champions League football, such as Frankfurt, and apparently some Premier League clubs are interested as well. But, what's in Celtic's favour? Well, the success of former Israelis at Celtic is certainly one. Baram Kayal, he actually signed for Celtic from Maccabi Haifa, where Abu Fani is currently at right now. Nir Baton, look at what he's done the last 9 years. He wasn't always a prominent starter, but he certainly gave it his all every time he was on the pitch and was held in high regard here. And Leo Labata right now is writing his own Celtic success story as we speak. And hopefully Abu Fani could be the next, if me raving on about him like this isn't enough to convince you, you can go on YouTube and watch the highlights, but seriously, he is a player, and I seriously think that even if he, like I said earlier, if he doesn't crack the starting 11 straight away, I don't think it'll be long before we do see him in there. And I think it's going to be a lot of competition going on between him, Rio Atate, David Turnbull. without a doubt, I think he's a class player. Celtic, £800,000, bargain. Sign it right now. Elsewhere on the Celtic transfer news front, Vasilis Barkas has left the club officially. He has signed. He's left for a 1-year loan deal at FC Utrecht in Netherlands. Now, why would anyone want him? Who knows? Let's be real. But it appears he is arriving at the club as a backup. But it also appears there is no option to buy in the loan deal. So what that is telling me is that, if he hits, if he could hit the same form he had at AEK, and Celtic could bring him back, and he could start for Celtic. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Celtic are holding hope that with a couple of years left on his contract, he might be able to find the form and what warranted the 6.5 million transfer fee. Now. Right now, though, for the given moment, this is the best thing for all parties involved. He's in a new environment. Hopefully he can get back to loving his football. As for how much each club is contributing to his wages, I'm not 100% certain on that. It hasn't been released or leaked, so I can't say how much this benefits Celtic in terms of finances. But what it does mean is that we may be able to see more of Toby Oluwayemi this year in the squad, someone who has been highly talented in the Celtic reserves and has been gaining invaluable experience training with the first team and serving and just acting and just learning from the old wise Joe Hart, and I think, with Barkas leaving, that puts Toby Oluwayemi up into the third choice goalkeeper spot, so hopefully Ange realises that he's the future. He is the future, and he needs to get that experience, and hopefully we see him debut this year. But on the topic of the youth team, Celtic's reserve side, commonly referred to as Tommy McIntyre's B team, will be playing in the Lowland League for the next season again after all 8 teams voted for the inclusion of Celtic's, Rangers and Hearts as reserve teams. Now, this is a really positive result for Celtic. It provides invaluable game experience for the up-and-coming academy players of Celtic, something they wouldn't get normally if they weren't included into the Lowland League because Scotland doesn't have a reserve league. I think we're very backwards on that. I think that's something that needs to be changed in Scotland, and I think it's a reason why there's a lot of younger talent in Scotland heading overseas. We need to bring in a reserve squad to get those players ready for first team football quicker, faster, and sooner. But the other great part of this is that it gives Ange the availability to see the youth players are playing in a game environment, not just in training, because anyone can do well in training. It's it's your performances on the game which dictate how good of a footballer you are. And last season it was pretty evident. Owen Moffat, Joey Dawson, Ben Doak, they all debuted for Celtic. Although on a side note, I do feel Ben Doak's debut and a couple of appearances was just a ploy to keep him at the club. Regardless, though, it is still very promising, and heading into a season where there'll be so much fixture congestion, especially at the start with the league, the Champions League, and the Scottish League Cup all to deal with. We'll be playing two games a week, so really we're gonna need to rely on the youth if injury crises do occur, but do expect to see more of the likes of the lads of like Moffat and Dawson, because they're heading into those points of their career where it's make or break for their future at Celtic. Moffat, he's 20 now, so the fact he has to do something to warrant the claim to keep him at Celtic. Or he might not be in the same situation as someone like Scott Robertson, but he still has to prove that he is good enough for Celtic Football Club. But what I am certain we'll see more of are debutants, and to name the two I am most excited and I think are most likely to debut, Bosun Lowell and Toby Oluwayemi, who we mentioned earlier, but certainly Bosun Lowell. I think he's years ahead of his age. I think he's going to be a real star player, and I think as a centre back he could really come in handy this season for Celtic. But thing is, I've gone this whole time talking about how good the reserve, the playing in the Lowland League is. I completely forgot. In addition to that, we also have, with Celtic qualifying for the Champions League, all of our under-19s will have the opportunity to compete in the UEFA Youth League, which will see them face some of the best academies in the world. They will come up against Ajax's academy, Bayern's academy, Barcelona's La Masia. You know, there are some exciting times ahead for Celtics youth players, and I just think that it's gonna be great for the development, and hopefully it will result, you know, in a couple years down the line, we'll be seeing more academy players break into the first team, because right now, you know, there's barely any. And I've got to be honest with you, going through a rebuild, you need to be bringing in players who make an impact now. But once this squad is under control, I do think we'll be expecting a lot more academy players to come into this Celtic team and really make an impact. And the ones who are already in this Celtic team, like Stevie Welsh, you know, who else? Callum McGregor. He's a former academy player, as we all know. You know, these sorts of Stevie Welsh is still young. You know, these sorts of players, they're just proof that, you know, you can make it at Celtic through the academy. But, you know, playing in the UEFA Youth League, playing in the Lowland League, it's just going to boost these players' development and speed them up, get them ready up to speed, and, you know, just improve their overall game at a much faster rate, meaning they can make an impact earlier. But that is all from me. So if you guys did enjoy the video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, leave in the comments below your thoughts on Mohammed Abu Fani. Do you want to see him at Celtic? Do you think there's a different centre mid we should target? Let me know, and until next time, hail. Hail.